Hello, NCAC sports fans, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in the NCAC. I'm your host, Brett Billhart. On this week's show, we will celebrate the achievements of those winter sports student athletes who were named NCAC Athletes of the Week in their respective sports for the week ending on Sunday, January the 26th. We'll open this week's show in the pool, where numerous NCAC teams wrapped up the regular season portion of their schedules last weekend. The weekly award for men's swimming and diving went to Wabash sophomore Joel Paquin, who helped guide the Little Giants to a 138-65 victory over Illinois Wesleyan by sweeping the distance freestyle events. Paquin, who hails from Brownsburg, Indiana, opened the night by winning the 1,000 free with a time of 10:35.75, and then capped off the evening by touching first in the 500 free in a time of 4:56.95. The weekly award on the women's side went to Oberlin sophomore Lauren Wong, who had a record-setting day in leading the Yeowomen to a first-place finish at the Notre Dame College Triangular on Saturday. Wong, a native of San Jose, California, opened the day by setting Notre Dame College's pool record in the 200 back with a winning time of 2:12.15, and also set the venue's benchmark later in the afternoon in the 400 IM with a winning time of 4:47.29. Wong also went on to log her third victory of the day by swimming the opening leg on the winning 200 medley relay. NCAC swimming and diving teams will conclude their regular season training schedules this weekend, highlighted by Kenyon hosting Ohio Wesleyan on Friday and Wittenberg traveling to Kenyon on Saturday. The 2014 NCAC Swimming and Diving Championships are scheduled for February 12th through the 15th at Denison's Trumbull Aquatic Center in Granville, Ohio. A complete conference-wide preview of the event will be available next Wednesday, February the 5th. And we'll now shift our attention to the hardwood and celebrate the achievements of the NCAC men's and women's basketball Player of the Week selections. The men's award went to DePaul senior Michael Wilkeson, who had a breakout week to help lead the Tigers to a 70-60 win over arch-rival Wabash and a 78-74 win over second-ranked Worcester. The 5-foot 10-inch guard from Cincinnati, Ohio, scored a season-high 26 points against Wabash after shooting 8 of 11 from the field and 5 of 6 from three-point range. He then produced 23 points in the upset win over Worcester on 6 of 12 shooting from the field and 5 of 7 shooting from beyond the arc. On the week, Wilkeson scored 49 points after shooting 61% from the field, 77% from beyond the arc, and 92% from the free throw line. And the race at the top of the NCAC men's basketball standings took a slight turn last week with DePaul's victory over Worcester. The Fighting Scots still hold a one-game lead in the league standings at 9-1, while DePaul, Ohio Wesleyan, and Wittenberg remain deadlocked in a tie for second with identical 8-2 marks against league foes. Conference play continues on the men's basketball circuit this week with 5 games on Wednesday, 5 games on Saturday, and 1 game on Sunday, highlighted by Worcester hosting Ohio Wesleyan on Wednesday night. And in women's basketball, Allegheny sophomore forward Emma Pelicano garnered the Player of the Week award after leading the Gators to a 2-0 week with a 65-63 win over Worcester on Wednesday and an 86-66 win over Oberlin on Sunday. Pelicano, a native of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and a graduate of Mount Lebanon High School, secured her 4th double-double of the season in the win over Worcester with 22 points and 15 rebounds, and then topped that performance with 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a career-high 28 points in Sunday's win over Oberlin. On the week, Pelicano scored 50 points and grabbed 21 rebounds while shooting 59% from the field and 79% from the free throw line. At the halfway point of the NCAC women's basketball season, the nation's top-ranked team, DePaul, has already clinched a spot in the 2014 NCAC tournament with a perfect 9-0 record against league foes. Allegheny and Denison currently sit in a tie for second with identical 6-3 records, while Wittenberg is 4th at 5-3. Ohio Wesleyan is 5th at 5-4, and Kenyon sits in 6th at 4-4. NCAC women's basketball action continues this week with 4 games each on Wednesday and Saturday, highlighted by Denison hosting DePaul on Wednesday and Kenyon traveling to Allegheny on Saturday. And finally, we'll wrap up this week's show by recognizing the NCAC Athlete of the Week award winners in men's and women's indoor track and field. The first men's award for distance and middle distance events went to Oberlin senior Jimmy Taylor. Taylor, a native of Charlottesville, Virginia, posted a pair of strong times in distance events at Findlay's non-scoring classic. He finished 6th in the 800 in a time of 2:02:23, and then crossed the line in the mile with a time of 4:28:89. Wittenberg senior Victor Banjo captured the award for sprint and hurdle events after setting a pair of records at Denison's annual lid lifter event. Banjo, who hails from Sugar Land, Texas, won the 60-meter dash in a Mitchell Fieldhouse record time of 6.91 seconds, and then broke the Wittenberg school record in the 200-meter dash with a winning time of 22:42. And the final men's award for field events went to Denison sophomore Wallace Branch, who helped lead the Big Red to a second-place finish at their annual home lid lifter meet. Wallace, a native of Charlotte, North Carolina, won the triple jump after recording a distance of 44 feet, 10 1/4 inches on his second jump of the afternoon. And the first award for women's indoor track and field went to Oberlin junior Emma Lehman for distance and middle distance events. Lehman, who resides in San Francisco, California, won the 3,000-meter run at the non-scoring Findlay Classic in a time of 10:14:66. The women's award for sprint and hurdle events went to Denison senior Tiffany Davis, who helped lead the Big Red to the team title at their annual lid lifter event. The Nashville, Tennessee native swept the sprint events at the meet after winning the 60 meters in 8.07 seconds and the 200 meters in 26:08. And finally, the women's award for field events went to Denison sophomore Aideen Brennan, who was a double winner at the DU lid lifter. Brennan, a resident of Fairport, New York, picked up victories in the long jump and triple jump with leaps of 16 feet 7 1/4 inches and 35 feet 4 1/2 inches, respectively. NCAC indoor track and field action will continue this weekend, highlighted by Worcester hosting its annual Fighting Scott Invitational on Saturday, and Ohio Wesleyan and Wabash traveling to the Spire Midwest Open at the Spire Institute Sports Complex in Geneva, Ohio, also on Saturday. And fans, as always, for up-to-date news, stats, and standings from around the North Coast Athletic Conference, you can log on to our website at www.northcoast.org. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at NCAC, as well as like us on Facebook. And for the entire conference staff, I'm Brett Billhart, and thanks for watching.